Ready?
We are live.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah, there are tons of watchers already.
Oh my gosh.
Tons.
Well, 3.
Zero.
Powder up my... Okay. Welcome back to some of you. And we're still waiting a few more.
I'm not, some of you, you're not welcome back. Okay.
I didn't want to say, but you said it's fine.
Says
Says the Mishnah. We're a few minutes late. Let's begin. Long daf. Says the Mishnah on Daf Yomi Amud Aleph Bechoros. Ein paidin loy be'egel. When you want to do a pediyah of this Peter Chamor, what animals can you use or can't you use more accurately? You may not use a calf. It's from a cow. Lo be'egel. V'lo bechaya. V'lo shchuta. Even if you have a set, let's say you have a dead set, can you use the set to redeem? Thank you very much. Can you use a dead set to redeem? Can you use a dead set to redeem the donkey? You may not. Shchuta. V'lo betreifa. If you know the says a treifa, Rashi says, for example, nechdechu ragleim min kuva lamala. Or some other way you know that it's a treifa. You may not use a treifa to redeem this Peter Chamor. V'lo bekilayim. You may not use an animal that was bred from a tayish, let's say a goat and a rachel, which is kilayim. You can't do that either. V'lo bekoi, which we know is a half chaya, half behema bred from a chaya and a behema. It's a suffix what this animal is. You may not use a koi or kvi either to redeem this Peter Chamor. Rabbi Eliezer matir bekilayim mipnei shu seh, because at the end of the day it comes from the family called seh. So an ez and a rachel, a u is fine. The oser bekoi, he agrees that a koi you may not use mipnei shu suffix because we don't know.
It's important to mention that we're only talking about redeeming it under value, because if you match the value, then you can redeem with anything.
That's a big discussion.
That's Rashi. They're doing it.
That's a big machlokas Rishonim, I think, but right.
Rashi are doing it.
Yeah. Rashi does say for the value, correct. Nasano l'kayen, if you give to the kayen the Peter Chamor, what if you take the Peter Chamor and say, why am I doing in between stages and steps? Let me just give him the Chamor himself. Nasano l'kayen, ein hakayen rasha l'kaymoi, the kayen cannot keep this Chamor as is. Achi afrish tachtav, he has to go through the process of being mafresh the set. The Gemara will discuss this on Amud Beis. We'll get that. Says the Gemara, Masni money, Masnisin money. Who is this Mishnah? Ben Bagbagi. It's Ben Bagbag. Why? The time Ben Bagbag Goymer. Nemar kan se v'nemar lahalan se. By Korban Pesach says se. Malahalan prat l'kol Hashem halalu. Just like by Korban Pesach, you may not use any of these other animals. You can't use an egel, you can't use a chaya, you can't use a shchuta, you can't use a treifa, you can't use any of these animals. Avkan prat l'kol Hashem halalu. We have a hekesh. Yeah, so too here by Pidyon Petach Hamor, you may not use any of these animals. Imalahalan. Wait a minute, hold on. Once we're being makish one to the other, so then let's learn out a few other dinim. Just like Bekorban Pesach, Imalahalan, Zachar, Tamim, Uben Shana, Afkan, Zachar, Tamim, Ben Shana. Just like by Korban Pesach, there has to be a Zachar, it has to be a Tamim, it can't be a Balmum, it has to be within a year old. So here too, maybe by Pidyon Petach Hamor, it has to have all these qualifications. Talmud Laimar, Tifte, twice by Petach Hamor. It says Tifte to be Marbe. It says the Gemara Riba, to be Marbe, that you can use any sort of animal that is a seh, even if it's not a year old, even if it's not a tamim, and even if it's not a zachar. Says the Gemara, Tifte Riba, so then afilu kol hani nami. If you're going to start with ribuyim, then all these other things should also be mutter. Says the Gemara, no, we have to balance. Im kain says, what do I have a hekesh for? I have a hekesh to learn something, so I'm learning seh. Seh that it has to be dafka, seh is what I learned from Korban Pesach. Fine. Ibailu. Ma'u liftois beben pakua, our good old friend, the ben pakua. Just a little reminder, right? What a Ben Pekua is. We learned in Chulin extensively about Ben Pekua. We all saw the video, right? But a Ben Pekua is when you shech the mother, and inside you find a fully grown vlad. So the halacha is, well, it's a machlokes, we'll see in a second, but according to many, the halacha is that you may eat that animal without a shchita. It's fine, it's good to go. That's a Ben Pekua. So the question is, if you are in ownership of a Ben Pekua, keves, may you use that keves to redeem the Peter Chamor? That's the question. What's the question? So Gemara is going to speak out the sides of the suffix. Ibailu, ma liftos ben Pekua. Can you use a Ben Pekua to be paid? Aliba de a mayor like tibaila. This is not a kasha according to a mayor. Why? Kevan damar a mayor Ben Pekua ton shchita. Rameir is of the opinion that Ben Pekua needs a shchita anyway, so then semalu, then it's a regular seh. What's the difference? Once it needs a shchita, so you see that he relates to it as a regular seh, so of course you can use a Ben Pekua, because anyway Ben Pekua needs a shchita. What we are asking is according to Rabbanan. Rabbanan hold that a Ben Pekua you can just throw up on the barbecue right away. You don't need to shecht it. You don't need to anything. Rip off the leg and eat it. Do whatever you'd like. It's done. It's shachut already. That's how Chachamim view it as shachut. So now the question is: do we view this as if it's already a shchuta? It's like a piece of meat in the pot already. It just happens to be running around. Or maybe no, since Lamaisa at the end of the day, right now it's running around all over the place. I see it as a set, and therefore I can use it as a pidyon peter chamor. Great question. Yeah? And they're mecholak. Mar Zutra Amar Ein Podin. Mar Zutra says you may not be paideh. Rav Ashi Amar Paidin, and Rav Ashi says you can be paideh with a Ben Pekua. Amar Rav Ashi Lamar Zutra my daitach the Aleph mi Pesach. Why do you say that it's aser? Because you learned from Pesach, and by Korban Pesach, Rashi points out Ben Pekua pasol le Pesach. They no karev la mizbeach. Since you can't be makrav on the mizbeach, you may not bring it up as a korban pesach. And since we know we have a hekesh, we just learned set to korban pesach. So what, you want to learn from korban pesach just like Ben Pekua is aser? So this is also aser. Ima lahalan zachar tamu ben shana. Afkan zachar tamu ben shana. Well then, once you're going to learn all these hekeshim, learn all these other hekeshim also. So Marzush answers back, tifta riba. No, by all these other things, zachar tamu ben shana. The pasuk was marbe, yeah. Tifta riba afilu ben Pekua nami. So then, why don't you throw in Ben Pekua as well to be marbe? Says Gemara, in Ken seseh mahanilai. What are you going to use the hekesh of seseh for? Anything that loses the title of seh, yeah, it loses the title of seh is what the Torah is going to tell us. Learn from Korban Pesach. And since a Ben Pekua, the tzad here is that we're seeing it as a shachut, so it's not seen as a seh anymore. Seh means a live seh that's running around, and here it's, well, I shouldn't say running around, but here it's as if it's shachut, as if it's in the pot already. Therefore, we learn that you may not use, according to Mar Zutra, you may not use a Ben Pekua to be paideh. Rav Ashi nevertheless maintains his shita that you can. Another question: what about using a nidmeh? What's a nidmeh? Nidmeh is very simple. You have out of this keves, out of this female sheep, comes out something looking like a goat or something looking different. Yeah, meaning really it's an offspring of the sheep. No monkey business. Everything was fine and everything's okay. But it comes out looking funny. The doctor liked that. Okay, but something. That's all I caught that. Okay, but something came out funny over here, and it doesn't look like it's offspring. Welcome back, Yeshua. Rosh Lema. It's a collective we missed you. Okay. So could you use this offspring of the sheep that doesn't look like the sheep, but this offspring, could you use this nidmeh to be part of the Peter Chamor? Now, again, according to Rabbi Eliezer, it's not going to be a kasha. Why? If you look back at our Mishnah, Rabbi Eliezer said, he said even kilayim you can use. So if you can use kilayim, you can certainly use nidma. Why not? Yeah. Kilayim parkin benidma b'bayim not b'chalal not a kasha. Kiti b'ayilach aliba derabana. Our question is according to Rabbana that held kilayim is aser. Yeah, and if kilayim is aser, the question is what about a nidma? B'kilayim hu delay parkinan benidma parkinan. Dilma loishna. Or do we say once it's not a standard, static, regular situation, you can't use it for pidyon peter chamor? That's the question.
Can't see the comparison to Klein. Klein, you're talking about something that's an Issa Deraisa that's created against Torah law, that is a very serious matter. This is an accident of birth, this animal.
That's one side of the safek.
It's not, I mean, I don't understand them having been of the comparison.
Once it's not a pure breed set, so
It is a pure breed.
not
So
a pure
it
breed
just
set.
looks fine.
Yeah, but something obviously funny happened,
Yeah.
right?
Whereas the other one is sucking not pure breed.
Okay, that's a question. I hear. Tashma, para, sheyalda minez, ein paidin. Yeah, if you have a cow that gives birth to a type of ez, to a goat, to a sheep, ein paidin. You may not use that for pedia. So, what's mashma? Ha rachel sheyalda minez. But if you have a ewe that gives birth to a goat, paidin, because it's in the sheep family. Yeah, money. Ilema Rabbi Eliezer, who is the author of this brisa? Ilema Rabbi Eliezer, habekilayim nami parkinan. So that's no big kiddush. So you don't have to be medayak here, Rachel minez paidin, elalav rabbanani. Ela, it must be rabbanan. And you see that you can be paidin in such a situation. Says the Gemara, loy lam Rabbi Eliezer, and he gufa kamash malan. Even that's exactly what the brisa is coming to qualify. Even Rabbi Eliezer, that matters bekilayim, he has his limits. Not all kilayim are mutar. He gufa kamash malan. The para sheyal deminez ein paidin. Yeah, loy tema zila basrei didei v'hai ezma al yahu. Don't say, hey, look, at the end of the day, a good goat came out, and a goat you can use for pidyon petach chamor because it's in the sheep family, and therefore you can use it. It's a behema, and therefore you can use it. Kamash malan, no. Elazil basar imei v'hai egelhu. Rather, you have to follow the mother, and at the end of the day, it's a cow, comes from a cow. And therefore, even though it looks like it's part of the Behema family, you may not use it.
Claim is not necessarily necessary because it can be natural.
So what?
It's not an issa. It's not asa for a goat and a sheep to make.
That's exactly the example that Rashi brings on the Mishnah. Tayish haba al harachal.
You don't have to do it the Maisa. So nobody's done this.
Nobody would even dream of bringing it as a call. Nobody would dream of.
There's no issa.
Okay. Tashma. So again, we're still searching for nidma. The question is by a nidma. When you have a regular birth, but it comes out looking different than a regular sheep, question is, can you use that for petach chamor? Tashma, Tani Rabba Bar Shmuel, Ezilu kilayim. What is kilayim? Rachel sheyalda min ez ve'aviv seh ve'aviv seh. Ask the Gemara, aviv seh kilayim who? Nidmehu. What do you mean? That's a regular fine case of father is a seh and the mother is a Rachel. That's your regular natural habitat. Yeah.
Family unit.
Yeah, it's a regular family unit, thank you. And then what comes out is a nidma. That's not saying that's like kilayim. Over here, Rabbi Bar Shmuel is making a statement. What's similar to kilayim? Oh, this case, nidma like kilayim. No, that's a regular case. That's not nidma. That's nidma. Ela ezihu dami lekilayim. Dishavinu rabbanan ki kilayim. Rather, what was his statement? What is similar to kilayim, meaning that rabbanan related to it as if it's kilayim. Rachel sheyalda min ez v'aviv seh. Okay, so you see from here very clearly that apparently the Chachamim are saying that there's a case that's similar to kilayim that would be also to use like kilayim. And what's that? A case of nidma. Now, for what halacha did Rabbi Bar Shmuel say this? Okay, lemai ilekachim. If they were referring to kachim, that just like by kachim you can't use kilayim, so too by kachim you can't use nidma. I don't need a limud of Rabbi Bar Shmuel. From where we learn out the isser of bringing kilayim as kachim onto the mizbeach, that's where we also learn the isser of nidma. Ditanya, shor or keves, prat lekilayim, o as prat lenidma. So it's a mefurish amiyut. Yeah, I don't need a limud from Rabbi Bar Shmuel. Fine, so it's not for kachim. He didn't make that statement for kachim. Ile bechor, maybe it was to learn the bechor, that by bechor as well, there's no kedushas bechor when that bechor comes out, and it's a nidme, it looks different than its mother, it looks like a different animal, then it does not retain kedushas bechor. Ile bechor. Also, we have a pasuk. Ach bechor shor amarachmana achiyehu shor ubechoro shoro. I don't need a limud from our Bar Shmuel. Ella lamay. Maybe it's to teach me Meiser, the din by Meiser. By Meiser, all this Rashi points out as well. The din by Meiser as well is that it doesn't have Kedushas Meiser Behema. Yeah? When it comes out as a Nidma. It's not used, it's not counted as one of the 10 for Kedushas Meiser Behema. Ella Meiser. Says the Gemara, no, we have a limud, Tachas Mikachim Gamar. Yeah? We learn a din, Tachas from Kachim. Just like by Kachim, you don't bring a Nidma onto the Mizbech. So too, there's no Meiser Behema by Nidma. Ella le Peter Chamor. So we see for Peter Chamor, Rabbi Baruch Shmuel that is statement by Peter Chamor. Peter Chamor, when it comes out as a nidma, you may not use that nidma for Peter Chamor. Says the Gemara, lo ilam la meiser. Really, it's teaching us to do meiser. Ukegon sheyesh boy mikza simanim, and it has some simanim. It's not a complete nidma to a different animal. It retained some similarities to its mother. Now, when it retains some similarities to its mother, so then the din by Bechor, when it retains it, is that it has Kedushas Bechora. When it's not looking completely different than the mother, but retains some similarities, it maintains its Kedushas Bechora. So now you might think, you might think you learn from Bechor that Havar, just like Bechor, when it's Nidma, but it retains some similarities, that it has Kedushas Bechora, so you could also use it for Peter Chamor. Kamash Malan, Tachas Mikachim Gamar. No, we keep the limud of, thank you very much, of Tachas from Kachim. Okay. Tachas from Kachim. No, whatever you want. No, it's fine. It's okay. Whatever the Ilam wants. The Ilam says no. On, off?
Cold.
On. Okay. Tachas, sorry, there's technical issues. Tachas from Kachim we learn. Okay, so at the end of the day, the halach is you may not use nidma for Peter and Peter Chamor. What next case? What about using psulei hamukdashim? What's psulei hamukdashim? Let's recall you have a behema that was supposed to be brought onto the mizbeach. It got a mum. It may no longer be brought up to the mizbeach. So you are paid it, you're mechaled, and it no longer has kedushas hekdesh. Yeah, it does maintain some element of kedusha in the sense that you may not use it begiza ve'avoda. You now were paid it, and now you own this psulei hamukdashim, this kevis that was supposed to be brought into mizbeach, and now has a mum. So you can use it as is. You can shecht it. You can eat it outside of Yerushalayim. You can do what you'd like, but it still has giza and avoda. That it still has the isur gives everybody. No, thank you. Ibailu. No, thank you. Can I use this kevis now, psulei hamukdashim, to be paid in my Peter Chamor? What does Reb Shimon hold? Because Reb Shimon relates this psulei hamukdashim as complete mutar bahana. No problem. So for him, it's regular chulin. So why not? The question is, according to Rabbi Yehuda, by Peter Chamor. Sorry, Reb Shimon holds Peter Chamor is mutar bahana. So all you're doing is you're transferring, you're going through the process of moving it onto this psulei hamukdashim. The question is according to Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda we learned a couple days ago, and we this has repeated itself a couple times. This is a machlokes that has to be ingrained by Bechoros. Machlokes between Reb Shimon and Rabbi Yehuda by Peter Chamor. Until you redeem this Peter Chamor, may you use the Peter Chamor. Reb Shimon says yes, Rabbi Yehuda says no. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, there's an isser in using this Peter Chamor. So now the question is like this, according to Rabbi Yehuda, mine. Kevan da aser bahana, ein isser halal isser. You can't take the isser of Peter Chamor now and transfer it onto the isser, the isurim that already exist by this psulei hamukdashim, namely that it's on begiza ve'avoda. Or really, it's not true, because at the end of the day, you're not transferring the isser of Peter Chamor. You're not saying, right, once you do this process of moving the Isser of Petach Hamor onto the Psulei HaMukdashim, you're not transferring the Isser onto the Keves. The Keves doesn't become Asr now. It belongs to the Kohen. He can do what he wants with it. All you're doing is you're making the Isser evaporate. So I'm not transferring the Isser from one to the other. I'm just using this Keves to make that Isser evaporate, to disappear. So the question is that called Isser Halal Isser or not? Because it's just evaporating. That's the question. And that's the question. Can you use Psulei HaMukdashim? Amar of Mari, Bereder of Kahana, Mizuta Maidichsibahu. What do you mean? The pasuk says, Katzvi, and this pasuk is referred to by Psulei HaMukdashim. This pasuk is by Psulei HaMukdashim. Kitzvi v'ka'ayal. The pasuk connects a tzvi and an ayal. Ma tzvi v'ayal ein paidim. Just like you don't use a tzvi and an ayal to be paideh, Psulei HaMukdashim ein paidim. You may not use Psulei HaMukdashim to be paideh. We have a limud. Says the Gemara, whoa, once you're coming on to a limud, Hashtadas Lahachi, you could tell me all the svaras from here to tomorrow, the Reb Shimon, Matirs, since Reb Shimon says that this Petach Hamor is mutter ba'ana, therefore you could transfer it, but I have a limud, Hashtadas Lahachi, so Reb Shimon Nami, Tzvi v'ayal ksivu, and that's what comes out, seems to be the maskana of the Gemara. According to the maskana of the Gemara, Bein l'Reb Shimon, Bein l'Rish Lakish, no, I'm sorry, Bein l'Reb Shimon, Bein l'Reb Yehuda, I don't know where that came from. Ben Reb Shimon, Ben Reb Yehuda, you may not use Psulei HaMukdashim for Pidyon Peter Chamor because of a limud. Okay. Ibailahu. Next case. Ma'u liftois bebehema shvius. Okay.
Very rough coffee.
Rashi points out behema shvius behema shenikcha Peres Shvius. You use Peres Shvius to buy a behema, which is fine. You can do that. And now let's review some Shvius halachas. The halacha is Peres Shvius. You may not do schayra with it, but you may use Peres Shvius to transfer onto other things, so long that you're using those other things to eat. So if I want to barter with you Peres Shvius, and you want to give me a cow or a calf for some Peres Shvius to have. I'm a farmer, I farm fruit, and you grow herds, and I want to use Peres Shvius to barter with you for some calves. So long that I'm going to use those animals not for schayra, I'm not going to start selling it and shecht it and sell it, but I'm going to eat it. No problem. No isser of Peres Shvius on that. The only time isser Peres Shvius comes about is when I start using these Peres Shvius and start bartering to make money, to start some financial gain. So that's the question now. Ma'u liftos bebehema shvius. Okay, let's speak out this question. Vadai lo tibaylach. When you have vadai behema Petach Hamor, that's not a question. Lechila marachmana v'lo l'schayra. Yeah, the Torah said you can only use Peres Shvius, lechil not l'schayra. What are you doing when you have this sheep that came from Peres Shvius, and now you're transferring the kedusha onto the sheep? You're making money. We've said this 100 times. A chamor is worth $100. A sheep is worth 10, 15, 20 bucks, right? And you've just transferred the kedusha. You just made 80 bucks. Yeah, you can't do that with Peres Shvius. That's not a question. Kiti ba'ilach safek. The question is, when you have a safek peter chamor. So we said the halacha by safek peter chamor, according to some, which we'll see. Well, here we'll see. Speak this out. Believer Reb Shimon loiti ba'ilach delays lay safek. Yeah, Reb Shimon doesn't hold that once you have a safek peter chamor. Remember when the mother gave birth to a female and a male, we don't know which one came out first. Yeah, we don't know if it's peter chamor or not. So we said there were two shitas, right? Reb Shimon held no problem, you're good to go. It's a safek, you don't have to do anything. And then we learned, Rabbi Yehuda said, misafek, you have to be mafresh hakeves, and you get to keep it for yourself. Yeah, so kiti ba'ilach loiti ba'ilach. There's no suffix. Question is according to Rabbi Yehuda. What's the halacha? Kevan demafresh tleh v'hu la'atzmoi la'achila krina bei. Do we consider this that you're separating the tleh, this keves, but l'maisa that you're keeping the keves and you're eating it? So that's called la'achila, and that's halas chayra. Or dilma kevan dekama delay mafke isura lo mishtaya kischayra dami. Or maybe we say no. Look at the process. Before you use this keves, this donkey was asur to use. And now suddenly it's mutter to use. How do you make it mutter to use? You went through a process. So you use these Peres Shvius for something else, to matter you a donkey, to use this donkey? That's the suffix. And we're going to try to be Tashma, Damar of Chizda, Behema Shvius, Ein Poidim Basa Vadai, Aval Poidim Basa Safek. Seems very clear. Behema Shvius, you may not be Poidim the Vadai, but you can be Poidim the Safek. End of question. Or not. Damar of Chizda. Rav Chizda is going to make two statements now, and we're going to ask a kasha on his first statement. Behema Shvius, Ptura Mina Bechayra. When you have this famous shvius, Rashi says you bought a mother with Perish shvius, and that mother gave birth now to a Bechor. So that Bechor essentially came from Perish shvius. Does it have Kedushas Bechayra or not? Yeah? Says the Gemara, it says Rav Chizda, Behema shvius, Ptura Mina Bechayra. When this child comes out from Perish shvius, which became a Behema shvius, now it's Ptura Mina Bechayra, Potter from Bechayra, V'chayeves bim matanos, but you're chayav to give matanos on that behema to the kayan. Why? So he says, what do you do with the bechora? The bechor has to be shechted, and the imurim, the ikr mitzvah of this bechor is that the imurim of this bechor go on to the mizbeach. We said perishus is le'achila, v'lo l'sreifa. If I go through the process of this pidyon bechor, at the end of the day, what have I used these perishus for? To burn them. We said le'achila v'lo l'sreifa. Therefore, it's potter from bechora. But why is it going to be chayiv in matanos? Very simple. What does the kohen do with the matanos? He eats them. Therefore, le'achila v'chayev is b'matanos. The le'achila krina bei. He eats them. So very, very clear halachas from Rav Chizda. Now we ask Meisvei. 1 second. Ha'oichel mi'isas shvius. When you eat from isa of shvius, yeah. Ad shalohur muchalasa chayav misa. If chala wasn't taking from this isa shvius, you're chayav misa. It's kares. Question is, ve'amai kevan di'ilu mitamya basreifahi lachala ma'achmav lo l'sreifa. What happens with chala? If it becomes, what are you supposed to do with this chala? You have to burn it. So why don't we say that this whole isa is omed l'sreifa? If it's omed l'sreifa, then l'sreifa kamar. So why do you say, Rav Chizda, you're yeah? Why do you say so? Ha'oicha misa shvius achol umachasa chayav misa. Yeah, and even though you see that it's omed l'sreifa, you're still chayav misa. You still have to treat it. So you, Rav Chizda, said behema shvius ptur min b'chayra because we said not l'sreifa. That's not true. You should be chayav on b'chayra as well. Says the Gemara, a very clear distinction. Alimud shani hacha d'ksiv l'dorosechem. Yeah, to teach us any time there's chiv of frashas chala from an isa, even from isa shvius, you're chayav to take chala. That's the limud. Tainina mihachi minayin la'oicha meisa shvius ad shalohumu chalasa shechayav misa shenemar ledorosechem. Ask the Gemara v'ligmor mina. Why don't we learn then from chala to bechayra as well? That bechayra also, even though it's going to be oimid l'sreifa, but you should treat it with kedushas bechayra. It says there's a very clear distinction. Hasam ikr le'achila, hacha ikr l'sreifa. By the bechayra, the main use, the main mitzvah of bechayra is to burn the imurim. It's oimid l'sreifa. By this isa of shvius, the main use is not for sreifa. If it's metama, then you have to burn it. But that's not the point of the isa. The point of the isa is to eat it. So you're eating pear shvius. Just happens to be, if you have to burn it, you have to burn it. Fine. Okay? So that's the distinction. That's the chiluk. And Rav Chizda's halachas remain intact. The behema shvius is pure mit b'chayra, chayav and matamas. Fine. Next. Nasanai la koyen. Okay? We said, if you gave the donkey to the kohen, so then he is not allowed to keep it by him until he does the mitzvah of Pediah, even though he gets to keep it. Tanin Allah, we learned the Tana Rabbanan, Yisrael, Shahayalo Peter Chamor B'toch Beisai. V'amar lo HaKayin, hey, I've got a deal. The Kayin comes to him and he says, why don't you give me that Peter Chamor? Taneu li v'ani iftenu. I'm going to save you the hassle of going through the ritual process. Just give it to me and I'll do it. Yeah, that's what Kayin says. Harei ze lo yitne lo elaim ken pado b'fanav. You may not give him this petach hamor unless he's put it in your face. Fine. Amar Rav Nachman Amar Rabba bar Avua Zois Ameres. What you're telling me essentially is that Nechshedu HaKohanim al Pitrei Chamayrim, that the Kohanim were a little worried about their usage of the Peter Chamor. They may end up using it.
We're worried about that.
We're worried about their usage, correct? Pshita, yeah, well, obviously that's what it's telling us. Rav Nachman, what you come to be Mechadesh to us? That's clear that obviously that's our concern.
Can't trust these people.
Says the Gemara, you can't trust these ground. So, Mo the Tema, Hani Milahecha de Machzich Klan de Mikri. We might say like this, no, you know when they're chashud, when we've seen that they haven't been makbid on the mitzvah of Peter Chamor, and we've seen that they've used these chamarim already without being plugged to them, that's when we think maybe they're chashud, when they already have a history, they have already a case on them, we've opened up a file on them. Avas, Kamaloi, Kamash Malon, Dimar Bahetera, Kamash Malon, no. Any Kayan could end up being Mara Heter for himself and saying, look, at the end of the day, I'm going to get it anyway. I'll get the sheep, I could just use this Peter Chamor as is, no problem. And therefore, Chazal instituted that you may not give the Peter Chamor to the Kayan unless either you're paid it or the Kayan is paid it in front of your face. Question.
Sorry to go to something which I should have understood much earlier. What is the actual process of doing the pidyon? And what you do, you put the sheep on a silver platter.
Yeah, that's all the videos show them putting it on a silver platter and saying a bracha, and then the sheep at some point goes "Bleh," right in time.
No, so what is
task is to organize a pidyon
what is the
Eli,
process?
the request is for you, Eli, to organize a pidyon Peter Chamor for us, please.
Well,
That would take it to a whole new level.
He sees the video.
Yeah, okay, right.
So what is
Till the end.
What is the process?
Yeah, you have a sheep. You bring the Kayan. If you're going to do it in front of the Kayan,
Yeah.
you have the Peter Chamor. I don't know if he has to lift up the sheep or not. Yeah, he has to do a.
We've got the whole shadow coming out where he dies.
Oh, that
Once
we'll see
he-
that.
Once he dedicates and separates the sheep.
It belongs to the.
it's-
It
it's
belongs to the
already
Kayan.
done.
Right, that's true.
So,
It belongs
so
to
the pidyon is no actual
It's a
action.
dedication of
You just say, this is my
Yeah, putting
sheep."
aside this, then it belongs
That's
to the
it.
Kayan. That
And
for
the
sure. That we
process.
saw already, and we'll see again. Yeah.
Without killing them,
Okay.
and,
Okay, here we go. Says the Mishnah. No Mishnah. Hamafrish pidyon Peter Chamor. A little too late for that. Okay. Hamafrish pidyon Peter Chamor. Vimes. Okay, you are mafrish a set for the Peter Chamor. Sorry. And then the set dies.
nothing strange.
Okay, you are mafresh descend and the set dies. Hamafresh pidyon Peter Chamor v'meis. Rebbe Eliezer Aimer chayavim b'achrayuso ki chamesh slaim shel ben. Rebbe Eliezer says you're chayav b'achrayus, meaning you are not yotze your chiyav of pidyon Peter Chamor. You have to give the kayan a new set, just like the Bechora. If you're mafresh 5 slime for a person, you have a child, a Bechor, and you're mafresh the 5 slime for the child, and those 5 slime get lost or gone, you have to give the kayan another 5 slime. That's clear. Says Rabbi Eliezer, same thing by Petach Chamor. Chachamim saying, no, in chayavim b'achrayis. Why not? Kipidin ma'aser sheni. Just like ma'aser sheni. If you have payers ma'aser sheni, and you're paid them onto some money, and that money gets lost, $100, and that $100 get lost, you don't have to rededicate a new $100. The payers are chulin, and you're good to go. And that $100 is gone. It's 5. Okay? So, the question is, what do you medameh to? Hey, Rabbi Yeshua v'Rab Tzadok, al pidyon Peter Chamor, shemeis, she'ein kan l'kayin klum. Rabbi Yeshua and Rab Tzadok are made just like Chachamim, that you are not chayav b'achrayus. Very clear Mishnah. Furthermore, meis Peter Chamor. What if the Chamor himself dies? Okay? Rabbi Eliezer Omer, yikaver v'muter b'hanasai shel tla. So they follow suit. Rabbi Eliezer says, well, since you already mafresh the seh, yeah, so the seh now it belongs to the kain, and this chamor is free. So Rabbi Eliezer says yikaver v'muter b'hanasai shel tla v'chachamim oimrim ein tzarich likaver v'tle l'kayin. Yeah, Chachamim say, sorry? Yeah. And Chachamim say, you don't have to bury this Chamor because you didn't do anything with it yet. And the Tleh goes to the Kayan, right? I'm sorry, let me be clear. This Chamor is free. once I was mafresh this chamor now has any more kedusha, and therefore you don't have to bury it. You can do whatever you want with it. According to Rabbi Eliezer, you didn't do anything with the set, so this chamor still has kedusha, so you have to bury it because we're afraid you might end up using it. You might skin it, use the skin. You have to bury it, right? Chachamim say no, since you didn't do anything with the sheep, so memela the kedusha is still on the chamor, and therefore you have to bury it. Amar of Yosef, my time of Rabbi Eliezer. Tichsiv ach padoi tifte. It says padoi tifte by Bechor Adam and Pidyon Petach Hamor. The pasuk is the same. Ma Bechor Adam chai b'achar Yisrael. Ach Bechor behema tmeya chai b'achar Yisrael. It's all in the same pasuk. Ach padoi tifte Bechor Adam Bechor Petach Hamor. Petach Hamor. It's the same pasuk. So you're chai v'nechrayis. Amalei Abaye. If that's the case, ima Bechor Adam muter b'hana an Adam. You're allowed to use this baby before you put it. Yeah, bechor behema tmea muter. Yeah, so then you can also be allowed to use this bechor tmea. V'chitei mahachanami. And if you tell me that is the case, that's exactly what Rabbi Eliezer holds. What do you mean? V'atanan meis petach chamor. Rabbi Eliezer said in the sefer, if the petach chamor dies, what do you have to do with the donkey? You have to bury it. Why? Because he's afraid maybe you're going to use it. So you see, it's also bahana. Rabbi Eliezer may cover. My cover lav the Isra Bahana. Doesn't you cover mean? Doesn't he say you have to bury it because he's afraid you're going to end up using it? Says Gemara, loy. You cover Bechor Adam. You have to bury it just like you have to bury a Bechor Adam. Just like if God forbid, a Bechor Adam dies, you have to bury him. So to a Petach Hamor, if he dies, you have to bury it. Even though I already was not all. So asks Daddy Kornbluth in the Gemara, Ela Adam Bechor hu debai kvura. You're not burying the Bechor because of Bechora. You're burying it because he's a human being. He's Chayv B'Kvura, just like a Pashat's Chayv B'Kvura. That's not the reason you're burying the Chamor. It's because it's an Isser Hana. Furthermore, Tanya Maida Rabbi Eliezer, Beisrael sheyesh lo safek Peter Chamor betoch Beisai shemafrish tlei alavu shaloi. Rabbi Eliezer is of the opinion that when you have a safek, you have to be mafrish. Why do you have to be mafresh? We said the only reason to be mafresh is because we have an isser on the chamor. If you don't hold an isser on the chamor, like Reb Shimon doesn't hold isser on the chamor, then you don't have to be mafresh. So you see very clearly that Rabbi Eliezer holds it's isser hana. Ela marava markra ach pado tifte lepedia hikashtiv v'lo ledavar acher. Yeah. I'm making the hekesh only for pedia. You have to be poida like a bechor adam, and not for anything else. Fine.
Bechor Adam is not necessarily a baby.
Any
We
bechor.
talk about having
Right.
an adult
An
from a
adult
baby.
dog.
I thought you were going to put this 20-day-old baby out to work.
This
I said, yeah.
I know somebody had pigeon when he was 14.
Wow. Okay.
And he needs a very, very big silver tray.
Here we have 3 more minutes. Here's a very interesting question that we actually we brought up yesterday. At what point do you have to do the Pidyon Petach Hamor? This is something Rosh Schomburg brought up yesterday, right? We weren't sure. The next stop. Tanan Hasam. At what point do you have to do the mitzvah of Pidiyah on this Petach Hamor? Tanan Hasam. Ha'arachin b'shatan. Erech. We have a mitzvah of erchin at different ages of the person. He's worth different values. From 30 days old to 5 years old, 5 years old to 20, 20 to 60, 60 and above, right? When you say erech of this person on me, and then this person turned from 19 years old to 20 years old, and you said erech of this person on me when he was 19. So you have to bring the erech of the person, even though now he's 20 or 21, you have to bring the erech of this person when he was 19 years old. Ha'erkin b'shaitan, when you said the lashon, pidyon ben achar shloishim yoim. Pidyon ben you do after the child is 30 days old. Pidyon Petach Hamor la'alter, and Pidyon Petach Hamor you do right away as soon as the Petach Hamor gives birth. As soon as you give birth to this Petach Hamor, you do it right away. Pidyon Petach Hamor la'alter, is that true? Ureminu, we learned ein be'arachim upidyon ben uben azirus ube Petach Hamor pachas mishloishim. You do not do any of these mitzvahs less than 30 days. Umosifin ad olam. And then it goes and continues. You have a mitzvah on you all the rest of this time. So you see that it doesn't start until it's 30 days out. How could you say la'alter? Amar Rav Nachman loymar sheim padui padui. No, what it means to say is that it's not la'alter. It's really from 30 days and on. But if you did the pidyon before, then you did it and it's done. Okay? Michlal. Wait a minute. If that's the case, if that's how you look at the brisa, well then look at the brisa again. The brisa says, "Ein barachin ubepidyon haben ubenazir." I'm sorry. We said pidyon haben. Where is it? Harachin upidyon haben achar shloshim yom pidyon petach chamer la'altar. Well, how are we learning that? That the mitzvah is really after 30 days, but if you did it right away, then you did it. So then look back one line. It says pidyon haben achar shloshim yom. So that would mean to say if you did it before, it's no good. Ask the Gemara, Michlal de b'noi im padoi ena padui. What do you mean? Va'etmar hapoides b'no b'toch shloshim yom Rav Amar b'no padui. So it is good. Says the Gemara, what do you mean? La vitmar la marava the kulama me'achshav ein b'noi padui. No, what it means to say, we qualified Rav's statement, is that if you did it right away, it's no good. The question was, what he was saying, Rav, is if you said, here's money for this Bechor, so that after 30 days he'll be Padui, then it's a good pidyon. Let's read very quickly a few more lines, we'll get to the Mishnah.
What he could do is give the Kohen
the money
now and says, but I want the pidyon to take place
in 30 days from now. Correct. Okay? Now, Rav Sheshes argues. Rav Sheshes says, no, really, the mitzvah of Pidyon Petach Hamor is right away. It's la'alta. We learned it only starts after 30 days. Rav Sheshes Amar Lo'ilam She'eno Oiver Alav. What it means to say is that you're not over the mitzvah. You can start right away, and it goes. Meisef Rav Chama, what do you mean? Mitzvah so kol shloshim yam. Mikan ve'elach oy padeu orfo. What do you mean? Rav Chama said, Bar Chama said, the mitzvah of Pidyon Petach Hamor is all 30 days, and from 30 days on, or you're paid it, or you have to kill it. My love, mitzvah lashhoso kol shloshim yom. Doesn't that mean that for 30 days you have to keep it? The mitzvah is to keep it, and then after 30 days, podeh or oref. Says Gemara, loy, mitzvah livdoisoi kol shloshim yom. No, what it means to say is that there's a mitzvah to be paid within 30 days. If that's the case, then it should say after 30 days, or be paid or you're over a mitzvah.
Not kill it.
It's not kill it. No, it depends whether you're makish it to pidyon peter, to behema, to bechor adam or not. If you're makish to bechor adam, from 30 days and on, you still have a mitzvah. If you're makish it to Tahira, to Bechera, so then you have up to 30 days and that's it. Have a good day.